While it's true that being fairly organized and able to manage projects is a plus if you lead a team, primarily focusing on project management or other technical tasks won't bring out the best abilities of your team and their highest performance. Instead, to create an elite team that exceeds expectations time and time again, you must move beyond the technicalities of who does what by when and lean hard into your interpersonal and relationship abilities to create conditions that bring out each team member's best. When you focus on creating the right conditions, your team will be able to optimize its performance by adapting and responding timely and effectively to changing expectations of your team's stakeholders and the market at large. Hi, I'm Beth Strathman. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to give you the 6 conditions you must create for your team to optimize their performance. So here are the 6 conditions that will ensure your team is poised to do its absolute best. First, craft a compelling team purpose. Now, the purpose for your team is the reason for it being. It's its why. Why does your team exist? It's separate from the overall organization's purpose. Your team has its own discrete purpose. Other angles on team purpose is looking at it from what is your team meant to do generally? Which individuals or groups benefit from its work? So-called your stakeholders. And if the organization didn't already have this team, why should they or why would they want to form one? All things flow from the purpose. It's the basis for the team vision and mission, also for your team values and behavioral norms. It's a clue to the types of people and positions you have on your team. And it's reflected in the goals your team pursues and how you measure your impact and performance. And your purpose helps you determine the individuals and groups who benefit from your work because of that purpose. Those are your stakeholders. So if your team doesn't understand its purpose, it doesn't matter how well you manage projects and daily work. Without a clear purpose, whatever your team accomplishes may be in pursuit of the wrong goals or on behalf of the wrong stakeholders. So make sure your team has a compelling purpose and knows what it is. Second, encourage productive team dynamics and relationships. Research in 2016 from the Society for Human Resources Management found that relationships with fellow team members was the #1 contributor to employee engagement, with 77% of the respondents in this survey listing workplace connections as a priority. Humans are social creatures, meaning that we evolved to live in groups for protection and support. All the dynamics you see playing out in your team come from this evolutionary fact, from cliques to unproductive conflict to scapegoating and many other dynamics that you may see. That's why it's imperative to encourage productive and collaborative team relationships and dynamics. Good dynamics and relationships will boost your employee morale on your team, improve communication and collaboration, promote increased productivity, foster a positive work culture, and ultimately lead to higher retention rates by making people feel more connected and valued on your team. Team dynamics, when we say that, are patterns of intentions and the behaviors that result from those intentions between team members. So negative dynamics include things like bullying, scapegoating, fighting for control or favor on the team. Positive dynamics include things like freely asking for and providing help to each other, solving conflict productively with candor and respect. The team's dynamics influence the quality of your team's relationships. For example, if there's a bullying dynamic present, you can imagine how the relationships start to look as team members relate in different ways to those who are bullying, to those being bullied, and to you as a team leader if you allow it to go on. So, to create better team dynamics and relationships, build those conditions that encourage and reinforce things like communication that is open and transparent and reflects a diversity of perspective, respectful candor and productive conflict resolution and constructive feedback, that promote a culture of connection and psychological safety that encourage mutual trust, collaboration, inclusion, and support. When you create the conditions for better team dynamics and relationships, team members strive to be trustworthy, collaborate with each other, learn from mistakes, and push the boundaries of what they've done before. If so, your team will see enhanced productivity, better results, and ultimately optimized overall team performance. Number 3, embed a team practice of reflection for more learning and innovation. In today's fast-paced environment of constant change, you can optimize your team's performance by having a practice of reflecting on the team's work and the progress they are making. Today, people must constantly learn and relearn information and methodologies related to their work. That makes learning together imperative for your team. And reflecting on what they're learning through their interactions with each other and with the successes and failures that they experience, that's critical for optimizing team performance. Reflecting happens when you make time to open up your perspective and assess how things have gone. The purpose of reflection is to enable team members to examine their beliefs and assumptions, their goals and methods for greater insights into what created the results that they got or are getting on a particular project or initiative. With reflection, your team is able to actively learn from both successes and failures, identify areas for improvement, develop more self-awareness and team awareness about the values, beliefs, and assumptions that are driving their work. And they can make conscious adjustments to their approach if they are engaged in a practice of reflection. Ultimately, taking time for reflection will lead to more effective and targeted actions that optimize the team's overall performance. Fourth, clarify team processes and systems. If your team has clear processes and systems for getting the work done, they have a better chance of optimizing their performance. Yes, I mentioned the importance of relationships earlier, but that doesn't mean you completely ignore the technical aspects of getting the work done. Your team will appreciate the structure and ease that clear processes and procedures and systems provide, so they can focus on their task with less confusion for how the work is to proceed, more efficient collaboration as they work together, and clearer expectations. To optimize team performance, the important thing is to create clarity through these routine structures and processes so that your team doesn't have to reinvent the wheel for each new project. To that end, you can ensure your team is clear about who has the authority, the ownership, and the accountability for the work. How is planning and decision making going to happen on this project? What are the roles and responsibilities for each team member? How and when should communication occur? And how to bring up and address technical or even behavior problems as the team goes on with its work. You can use a variety of tools for communicating and enabling these processes and systems, from a team charter to standard operating procedures to decision-making frameworks and, of course, project management apps. All of these have their place for freeing up your team's time, effort, thinking, so they can focus on doing their best work. And that focused effort and flow contributes to their optimized performance. The fifth condition you can create is to connect with stakeholders regularly. Often a team can get so caught up in doing their work that they lose sight of those who will feel the impact, good or bad, of the team's work. Maybe your team serves external customers, or maybe their work impacts other individuals and groups inside the organization. Either way, engaged stakeholders are more likely to advocate for your team's work and appreciate it. In fact, research shows that engaging stakeholders will optimize team performance. A 2022 study by HubSpot found that 78% of projects with highly engaged stakeholders were successful, compared to only 40% of projects that had low stakeholder engagement. Additionally, a Simply Learn survey showed that poor stakeholder management was a factor in 81% of projects that experienced challenges such as misunderstandings, conflicts, and missed opportunities. To avoid unnecessary problems, your team can maintain a connection to stakeholders if it identifies key individuals or groups who have a tangible stake or a keen interest in your project, that they understand stakeholder needs and expectations, that the team regularly provides clear, consistent, and transparent communication about a project's progress, goals, and challenges, provides regular feedback mechanisms to get stakeholder input, and actively addresses concerns and conflicts raised by stakeholders. Keeping stakeholders informed and involved increases their support of your team's project and work product, and can also help your team reduce risk, make better decisions, and collaborate more with its stakeholders. In short, connecting with stakeholders contributes to a project's success, which impacts your team's overall performance. And finally, number 6, involve team members in leading the team. To optimize your team's performance, you may want to look at areas where you can improve a skill or the way you show up for your team. Then get the help you need to do so. And it's also important to give team members the chance to lead in small ways when they're skilled enough and ready to do so. In a 2009 study, they identified 15 different leadership functions necessary to lead teams, which I'll leave a link for you in the description to that study. While an occasional leader may be able and competent enough to perform all of these functions cited in this study, most team leaders are not proficient at all of them. Every team leader and every team is different, but in many teams, team members can and should pick up the slack to help lead the team. Further, commentators have suggested that there are 2 things that only the formal team leader can and must do. 1, officially approve or sign off on formal requests, and 2, report team progress and take issues to higher levels of leadership in the organization. Beyond these 2 functions, other team leadership can happen by team members with the knowledge and competence to do them. For example, there might be a team leader on your team that's a whiz at scheduling and getting materials ready for team meetings. They could take that off the team leader's plate. Another team member could be a natural at being supportive of others and creating an atmosphere of camaraderie to engage and empower others when that isn't a strength of the team leader. Generally, good team leadership can optimize team performance by empowering individuals to contribute their best to achieve a shared vision. But poor team leadership can undermine team performance by contributing to confusion and low morale. Thus, it's important to develop your own leadership as team leader and to lead as you're capable, and also empower team members to take the reins as appropriate. Even though ultimate responsibility for the team always rests with the team leader, distributing some leadership functions among capable team members can optimize team performance. But keep in mind that distributing leadership tasks requires a strong team culture and clear communication to function optimally. In the end, your team wants to do its best work and achieve success. As the team leader, you can lead the conversation about what's working and which of the 6 conditions mentioned needs the most improvement. Then together you can start to build the skills, tools, and processes necessary to remedy any weaknesses so that you move your team closer to optimizing its performance. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to share it. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It's free and it only takes a second to do so. And if you want to optimize your team's performance or improve your effectiveness as a team leader, let's discuss how I can help you. I'll leave a link in the description so you can book a free strategy session with me. Thanks for watching.